2, 1. Recording is started. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the podcast, Name Pending. We got a special guest today, the tech wizard, the Apple ace, Angelo Martinez, the boy. Follow Angelo on X at Angelo Martinez, at Angel0Martinez3. Sorry, I butchered that. You got me, Technical Genius, on video and stuff. Don't worry about it. Follow me on X at Remantel and on Instagram at OfficialMantel. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, the coach you never knew you needed, Nick Searing. Follow Nick Searing everywhere at Nick_Searing. And we got a little clip from episode 1 of our podcast if you missed it. So we're going to play that really, really quick. We outside.
Guys, this is episode 1.
So
I'll put the link in my Insta bio.
So first of all, obviously, me being a Whataburger connoisseur, I absolutely love Whataburger honey butter chicken biscuit all the way.
Hey, Whataburger, if you see this, sponsor us.
Sponsor. Yo, if you give me a Whataburger pullover, I will rock it for however long. All right, so you guys can go watch that full episode. Link will be provided. So
In my bio.
Before we begin, quick
Little Zinachino and some caffeine equals protein.
Yeah, boy.
6 milli, upper decky, gum pilly. Hey, Zin, if you see this, sponsor us.
Definitely sponsor this kid.
Yeah. All right. So listen, we got a lot to talk about. We got a special guest, like I said, Angelo. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. First topic at hand. Life has been changing for all of us over the past several months, if not a year. And, a lot of things have been going well, if not astronomically, insanely great. And, let's just get into it. So, Angela, if you want to start, over the past year or so, what's been going good for you? What's new? What's changing? Things you want to improve on?
Well, I'll be honest with you. As you guys know, last year was, a roller coaster. We had our highs, we had our lows, and our lows were, lasting a little bit longer than our highs. But, around August, unfortunately, we both parted ways. You went on to something new. I had to stick around still. And then eventually I was kind of just trying to find my way. And, Nick gets this too. Nick being from APAC, we chill a lot. And Nick saw me. It was getting from, going working every day, literally every single day, even on the weekends, to just, being lounging at home, chilling at home. There's no trying to figure out what your next step is. And that was a really tough thing for me. It was the first time in my life where I wasn't working. Since I was 14 years old, I've worked some type of job. So I had routine. I really like routine. Some people don't like routine, and it's kind of crazy because the way I am, where I can do multitasking things, and how I can get off tangent and do all these other different things. But being in a routine kept me sane, and of course hanging out and doing it with people I love to chill with and hang out with. They're my friends. They're not just my coworkers. I look at them as family. And then not doing it with them anymore, it was just a whole different ball game. I didn't know how to play. It's getting put into a sport and then that you don't know anything and you don't know the rules and you're okay, play. And I'm
right.
What is unemployment? What is that like? I don't know. And I figured it out real quick. It's depressing. You're trying to figure out which is the next step. How am I supposed to give myself motivation? I stopped going to the gym. I didn't have motivation to do that. Why am I going to go to the gym? I stopped waking up early. I'm why am I going to wake up early? No reason to wake up early. Got no job. So you're sitting there and you're am I going to just sit here and let it just keep going and just keep festering itself and getting yourself more aggravated, more upset? And at some point I was about to make a switch. I was trying to get an IT job for mad long. And I was going after recruiter after recruiter after recruiter, interview after interview after interview, and nothing was sticking. Mm-hmm. And finally, I just got really frustrated. I'll be honest with you. And I knew I had to have faith in God, like I always do. But one night, I tell everybody this story, and anybody that watches this that knows how I got this job knows that the story is exactly how I say it to everybody.
Go into the story. Let's hear it.
And I prayed every night to God. I was God, please, I'm so upset. All my friends, they have jobs. I've never had no job before. I'm sitting here waking up every day feeling my life's it has no purpose whatsoever. I don't know what the next step is. I keep trying over and over again. None of these people will accept me. They all think I'm not good enough. I don't want to do nothing. So I said, I was one night I said it was early December. I believe it was December like 6th or 7th. I'm not even sure. I can go back because I remember I have the call I got. And yeah, it was December 8th. I got the call, December 7th night. And I go to sleep and I'm like, and I pray every night before I go to sleep. And I'm like, God, tomorrow I'm going to sign up for UPS. And it's not that I've given up, but I just can't sit around and wait for nothing and live off of unemployment money. It's just not feasible. I don't want to do it. I'm not that type of character. I'm not that type of player. And I've tried so hard. And I know, that I'm being honest because he knows all. I know, I'm being honest. And I need to try and like do something where they're going to make me at least start working. I can create a pension for myself, and IT won't go away, and I can maybe do something later on down the road, maybe when I get more like settled down. And the next morning, I got a call like 8 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't been getting up that early, like I said. So I was like, oh my God, who's calling me this early in the morning? I look at the phone. I don't recognize the number, but I'm like, probably a recruiter. Pick it up. They're like, hi, is this Mr. Martinez? I'm like, yeah, this is Mr. Martinez. And they're like, yeah, we're looking for an IT technician. I'm like, oh, here we go. Another job I'm not going to get. And then she's like, yeah, we're looking for an IT technician in Mayapack. And then what's crazy is, and Nick will understand this too, I had gotten like scammed a couple times. Not like they actually scammed me, but
just like a waste
they made me like go through, a waste of time. Like they made me answer all these questions, all this stuff, just to get to my driver's license somewhere, which I never gave them out. And I was like, oh, this is another scam. Like, what are the chances someone's calling me from Mayapack? And I was like, yeah, I live in Mayapack. They're like, oh, you live in Mayapack? That's great. Have you ever heard of a company called Bosie's? And I was like, what? I was like, Bosie's? I was like, this is real. Like, this is like, it woke me up immediately. Like, I was so like, kind of, you wake up and you're like,
jolted.
I was like, I literally woke up. I was like, yeah, I know Bosie's. And then she just dives into this. She just dives into this call with me, and it's talking about, yeah, we're looking for an IT technician. We're actually looking for someone to be an IT technician for the Mayapack Central School District. And I was like, I literally sat there and like didn't say anything for like a good 5 seconds. Yeah. I was like, there's no way. And I was like, yeah. I actually went to Mayapack. And they're like, you went to Mayapack? I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, this is going to be great. Like, they were like, you have no idea. Like, we're like dying to get like another IT technician. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is amazing. I can't believe it. So I eventually had an interview. Mm-hmm. That went well. And then I had one final interview, and that went really well.
So you crushed both.
Yeah, I did great on both interviews. I sweat a crap ton, but like it was.
I did that today.
But it was just like, also to not have, I'm kind of very, you guys know me. I'm very good in person. I'm personable, I'd like to say. And to do it virtually is like different for me. It kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable because I don't have that like one-on-one interaction with the person where I can actually see them. It's like through a screen is completely different for me. I kind of, I feel off.
So much better.
It's so much better. It's so much better for work. It's just better overall. Obviously, Absolutely. That's how we used to interact before COVID. And
oh, you can't say that.
So, but it was great because the interviews went great, and the second day of January, I had a job, and I was back into it, and it was like you guys know the story.
I'm gonna input here. Seeing Angelo go from no job to have a job to where like his mindset is now, it's like light and day. It's crazy because he was like, like he said, he was like down. He didn't want to work out. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. Now all he wants to do is work and work out and at work extra. And his mindset's back to where he was. So I know he's going to get back to where he was before he got laid off from his job really soon. So I can't wait to see that.
And just to kind of just to piggyback off that, like honestly, like, and I know we've been split up because I had to move over here to Texas, but I talked to you a bit about it, Ange, and I don't know, seeing you now versus what you were, like what you were just talking about, like, I'm not going to lie. It was kind of like, I'm going to be real about it. It was kind of sad. I hate seeing my friends like depressed and sad, and I get it. I've been in the same boat before, so like, I get it. But I'm really happy that God blessed you, and now we're up 2024. We're up. So that's all that matters right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. You guys are right. And you guys were there through it all. Like, you guys saw my highs and my lows. You guys have seen a lot of my highs and my lows. Jake, I've known you since 2020. Nick, I've known you since 8th grade.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
know 2020 was a terrible year for pretty much the world, but
Jet
I mean,
ski.
listen, I'm just saying, look,
we had a good 2020.
2020 was one of the best years for us.
2020 was a great
I
year.
loved
Come
it.
on,
I loved
yeah,
it.
it was great. It was great. Listen,
Loved it.
I loved pissing a lot of liberals off. I'm gonna say it. So it's okay. It's okay. But hey, whatever. But yeah, so Nick, if you want to get into your story real quick.
Yeah, sure.
How's life been going? You got some news today, by the way.
I do got some big news.
Yeah.
So I recently applied to a new hospital.
There we
They offered
go.
me a job. It's a job that I'm excited for. It's a float pool position, which means that I would go to different units wherever they needed help. I get to see different things on the daily. I get to see different people. I get to meet new people, make connections, and network with people. And that is huge for me right now. I think networking is the way to go.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to start this job. I'm going to be leaving my job in the next month or so. And it's just a better opportunity for me to learn and meet new people and network. So I'm very excited about that. And this job I've been searching for I can't even say maybe 8 months
Yeah, I was about
since
to say,
July.
definitely.
I've applied. This was my 12th application. I've been denied 11 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I changed up my
Never
resume.
quit. You hear that?
Yeah.
Never give up.
There's a lesson in there. Never, ever, ever give up. Ever.
I changed up my resume a little bit, and yeah, it was a blessing in disguise. So I think I got to get back to church.
Yeah. Listen, you got to pray and just give thanks, man.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
Speaking of God, real quick, I know this is not on our topic list, but I do want to say I'm still relatively new to waking up to God, and I've actually found a church over here, and I'm starting to get involved. And honestly, like, whether you believe in it or not, just try it out, because your life will literally turn around so fast. It's like getting a brick thrown in your face, and you won't even know it.
I recommend believing in something,
Mm-hmm.
whether you believe Christian, Islam, or Judaism. Just believe in something. I think everybody needs something to believe, a little higher power to believe in. I recommend that for everybody.
I
think
100%
that
agree.
it levels everyone. It makes
grounds
sure
you.
that, yeah, it grounds you. It
Makes you
makes
very
sure
humble.
that you guys are like taking all the words out of my mouth.
Sorry.
No, but like, you guys are correct. It gives people a sense of purpose. And to be honest, I know no one knows at the end of the day what's on the other side. Everyone has their right to believe whatever they want to believe.
Absolutely.
But I truly believe that with evil, there's always good, and it's always been like that since the beginning of time. You can go back, to Egyptian times. You can go back to before Christ and the time of Moses and all these other different things. You can go back to the 1600s and the 1900s and
Everybody believes
segregation.
in something.
There's so many different time periods where there was so much evil going on, but there's also so much good going on. Like, people forget that. The only reason why society is the way it is, in my opinion, right now, is because we have it at the tip of our fingers like no one has ever had before. All these things used to happen all the time. All these horrible things that people talk about all the time. Look at this person get shot. Look at this person got raped. Look at this person, fell off a bridge. It's horrible. Don't get me wrong. But this stuff has always happened. It's just now you can see it all the time. And it's so quick. It's so easy to fall into it. And that's why
readily available.
it's readily available. It's so easy for people to just dive into, look at all the horrible things of the world. And then no one portrays the good things, or there's very few. That's why it's usually, people, the news, for an example, the late night news always leads with a bad story. They
I
never
can't
lead
wait to
with a
get
good
flagged
one.
I feel like it's always bad.
But it's not. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even like calling them out. It's just the truth, because they know that is what's going to capture people's eyes and make people tune in. Oh, what's going on that's like bad around like life right now? Like, because it interests people to see like
Evil.
It's just an interest. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, unfortunately, and it captures people's like minds, and no one like thinks and to look at the good that's going on. The people that do get helped, the people that do get homes, the people that do get jobs. Everyone's always talking about the bad. So I feel like if people start to focus and give motivation to getting themselves back into like thinking about the good things in life and not thinking about, oh, woe is me, I have to make all this money and I have to, save up for all these different things and all these different bills and all these different life. That's enjoy one day at a time. I think, and I know every single day I wake up and I try to just tell God, thank you for another day to live.
Yeah.
Because
I've been doing that
people
a lot
forget
this year.
today was someone's last day.
Yep.
And you don't even know them.
Yep.
And tomorrow
Yeah.
will be somebody else's last day. It's just how things go. And it would be somebody's first day.
That was like that day that I had at work. I came in, everything was fine. Then 3:50 hit around, and it was that guy's last day. And everybody else continue on like
Like it
living
was
their
nothing.
life.
Yeah.
Exactly. But real quick, I can't wait for this to not get monetized by YouTube.
Yeah.
Yo, I do want to give credit. I do want to give credit where it's due, though. Like, I know a lot of people helped me throughout my journey beginning with God recently and stuff, but I do want to give credit. Dude, Angelo, you and your mother have helped me tremendously, for real. Like, you guys, like, your mother's so knowledgeable on this stuff, and I know I've asked you questions because obviously she's been telling you this your whole life. So, like, I'm just very grateful. I like you, Nick, everybody. Like, I'm just very grateful. I like you just said, like, I've been waking up. Sometimes I don't even like. I actually try not to look at my phone right away when I wake up, and I'll stop, like, and I'll pray before eating or when I wake up. Like, I'll really try. Don't get me wrong, it's hard. You got to remember, but like, listen, whenever you think of it, do it. You know what I mean?
Here's an interesting topic for you. You ready? In Japanese culture, it's very accustomed to say thank you to the food and the water right over it right before you're about to eat. And apparently it changes the molecular structure of the water and the food that you eat. Yeah, try that out and tell me how
Really?
you feel. Yes,
That's
I swear
interesting.
to God. I swear
I
to God.
like that. That's interesting.
You say thank you.
Yeah.
And
How do you say thank you in Japanese? Do you know?
no,
Oh, okay.
sorry, I only speak Italian.
We're white. No, I'm just kidding.
There it is. I knew I was waiting.
There it is.
We could always edit it out.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So, whatchamacallit? So, we were talking about this before we started recording, but we actually have a lot of, and myself included, we have a lot of time on our hands, and trying to figure out how to utilize it. And I know you were saying, Angelo, before we started recording, that you're trying to figure out what to do with all this time. And it's like, I mean, personally, like, sometimes I get super overwhelmed with thinking about what to do that I end up doing nothing. Like, I'll be in my room. I have a whiteboard over here on my wall, and I'm jotting ideas. I carry around a notebook with me, so I write down ideas too. But I have to make a habit of going back to it and trying to, like, figure stuff out. So
here's one thing that helps with that stuff. Write all the stuff that you're thinking about down. Journal, write on that whiteboard, whatever. And do one thing at a time. Do one thing, complete that one thing, go back, check it off, move on to the next thing. And that's how you get tasks done. Like for me, for instance, I have relatively, when I'm off from work, I don't have a busy day, but I say that I have a busy day. Most of my time I spend cooking. I'm cooking 6 meals a day, fresh, you know. So what I write down in my book is, okay, meals 1 through 6, laundry, clean my room, everything that I have to do, even if it's as monotonous as or as basic as brush your teeth. You know, brush your teeth, check. Shower, check. Get dressed, check. Make your bed, check. And then over the course of the day, or when you go back to it at night and you look at it, you see that you got all these things accomplished, and then you add one more thing the next day, and it just compounds over time. Boom, 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 and just look at how much shit you get done over the
yeah,
day.
I mean, look, I got a whole list right here. I just finished it, so now I got a new list right here. So I mean, it's stupid little chores, but it is what it is.
You're still getting
That-
shit
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
That's something I need to do. I need to create a list. I wish I had like a big whiteboard that way I could write the things I need
Get
to
a
get
notebook.
done. I know I do have a notebook.
Or
but
in
the
a
thing
piece of
is-
paper. Look, I have it on a piece of paper. I'm personally, this is just my personal thing. I'm not a fan of doing it on my phone because I get distracted by everything. And I don't think I have ADHD. I'm not diagnosed, but like
I do.
I definitely
diagnosed.
listen, I definitely have some degree of it. So like if I'm writing notes on my phone, I'm like, okay, no, or I'll set a reminder. I'll look at the reminder and then I'll swipe away because I hate notifications. Rather, if I have this in my pocket, I know I got to look at it. I know I got to get it checked off, like, physically. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. I call it analog, but like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
Wow,
so
bro.
No,
But
I
like,
agree with you. You need to have something like physical. I
yeah,
feel the phone is just such a distraction. I get the motivation to do it. I feel like I could always delay it because it's just like, quick delay, done. Okay, move to next week. Okay, maybe,
right, right.
but what I said earlier is I have all this time. Like I even go to the gym, like where I work. So it's not even like I go to the gym and then I could be home in under 5 minutes. So I have a lot of time and I know what I have to dedicate it to. I want to get a certification that I've been meaning to get. It's called the CompTIA Plus Network Certification. I want to get more into networking. That's what I can do at my job too.
Do you get a crown with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they give me this certification and it it can help me get a pay raise and everything. But
Right.
it also the more important thing is I want to create my own environment at home. When I say environment, like my own networking environment where I could basically protect my online assets away from outside entities. That means that no one can boot into my web cameras and boot into my Wi-Fi, and people don't even realize this is going on like all the time. It's so easy. Now I have the benefit of the doubt that I'm far away, so people kind of have to boot in virtually. But like when I say far away is no one can like pull up on my street and like try and connect to my Wi-Fi real quick. Like if they have to, because my street's such a dead end street, I have great neighbors. Like it's a good environment. I know nobody's trying to do that around here. But like if I lived like on a very easily like cul-de-sac type of street where I could just park my car next to somebody's house and they could even show your Wi-Fi. Oh my gosh, the amount of things I could do. Like it's just it's like pop, pop, pop. I'm in, I'm taking all your information, I'm out, and you don't even know.
I want to just quickly plug somebody's business. So for anybody that has any IT problems, please go to the Instagram handle update_unlimited. Contact my friend Angelo here and hit him up for any of your IT needs. He's
Yep.
very good.
Thanks,
He helped
guys.
me before we got on the podcast with my internet.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because I'm dumb and plugged the
Listen,
Ethernet into LAN 2 instead of LAN 1.
You thought the intro was bullshit? The tech wizard, the Apple Ace? Come on.
He helped me.
But yeah, no, that's actually something I relied on too a little bit. Shout out my boy Angel for giving me my first really big gig with my boy Derek, who helped me out. It was my first big job. We set up a great setup at his church, and he really loved the setup. I have videos. I'll plug them. I'll get them to you, Jake. But it was really cool, and I want to get more experience so that way people can trust me enough to do these things. And certifications, of course, bring with it experience, and people respect certification. So that's why I want to go and do these different things and getting these certs so that it will make people have faith in me and that they can put their money towards me and know that I'm going to give them a good product. And I'm also not going to be some like guy that just comes and change your password. Like you'll have an actual relationship with the person that you're actually working with.
Right. Somebody you can trust.
So here's what were you saying before, Angelo? You're doing excuse me. You're doing CapCut now at work? Yeah,
No,
talk about that.
No, I'm doing CapCut. Like just when we were working out, Jake always gave me the motivation to do CapCut, and I was so lazy because I've
been using it actually. It's really fun.
It's so fun. That's the whole reason why I started using it. It's fun to play around. It took me a little bit to even figure out the littlest thing where how do I cut the song and drag it. I had to hold and drag compared to just like being able to like highlight it and drag it like I would do traditionally on a computer. So it's different getting used to editing on a phone, but it's actually way easier than and it's more motivational when it's on the phone because to counter what we were saying earlier, the phone is always in our hand and it's so much easier. It's a tool like to do with. And if I just go over my computer, like I'm not gonna have motivation. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I could turn my Xbox on. Oh, I could watch some Netflix, or I could go on my laptop. But to go on like
cheap, and it's super cheap.
It's super cheap.
Yeah,
so
it's like $7.
I didn't even pay. I have like a free version. Once I pay for it, then I'll actually be able to.
The free version is pretty powerful.
But I'll pay for what is it? It's just $7 just in general, or $7 a month?
In general, I think it's a one-time purchase.
Young LA, sponsor me.
Perfect. Oh my god.
Yeah. Speaking of quick thing I thought of. I don't know if you guys saw it. Speaking of technology, have you guys seen this new text to video Sora AI?
On the FaceTime?
Yeah. So on the internet.
Oh, well, there's this new thing now. You could send video recording on FaceTime.
Well, that's
Like,
Oh yeah, no,
I
that
know, but that's something new to me. I only somebody brought it up to me once. That's
no, but
crazy.
Jake, that actually we make to pivot off that point. Nick's a good example right now of how we think people that are indulged in technology all the time, like myself. I know that came out like probably I think it came out like 2 or 3 months ago. But to Nick, just a regular user, he just figured that out now, and that just shows how I always tell people this: technology is always evolving. That's why thank God we'll always probably have a job because there'll always be a software update. And there will be new things that people haven't caught on. There'll be like 4 software updates. People are like, whoa, 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 I'm all the way back here. And there's people all the way here. And there's people in the middle. So I've interacted with tons of people. I've interacted with people that are like 60 plus that do better than people that are 20 plus on their phones.
Right.
It's
funny.
crazy, so.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I'm a meathead. All I do is lift weights and a nurse. So I don't know these things. So
Yeah.
it's crazy how you guys figure it out first, and then I'm like, oh, that came out 2 months ago. Like that's crazy. So
Right.
and I was just about to say that before you mentioned it. So it's kind of like taking the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, no, but I want to get into this a little bit just because I was talking about this at work today. This whole Sora text to video thing, we were watching a few examples, and it looks, and mind you, it's at its first base model, and it's impeccable. It looks it looks real. It looks real. And we were talking about this, and I was like, and I said this in our group chat, Angela, but I was saying like, in my opinion, you have to assume everything on the internet from this point forward is fake. No, I mean, we laugh at it. We laugh at it, but it's scary because if you think about it, right? Like if you really think about it, like think about this, like give it a year, okay? Give it a year. Let's just fast forward for a year for a minute, and this becomes way more fortified, and people start using it, right? You can ruin people's lives, right? And if you know about Stable Diffusion, which is like Mid-Journey, but like uncensored, which is like where all that Taylor Swift stuff came from, like
Yeah.
it's very scary. Like let's just say someone hates someone in high school, right? They can take their picture, load it up, and create some terrible.
I was really thinking of that. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, it's
Terrible
terrible.
video.
And I swear I'm not a bad person. It's the first thing that came to my mind when I thought.
No, I know, but
like
think
what
about
I would do with that if I was in high school.
No, it's scary because this is what we're. So this is the example I gave him. I said, and not saying it's happening right now, but imagine for a moment, right, that there's a world leader that people like. Oh, let's just say like Joe Schmo, right? He's the president of the United States, right? He doesn't actually exist. It's a text to video world leader that you can lip sync everything. You create a fake voice through like 11 Labs or something. You can create a whole persona completely fake, completely synthetic, and you can theoretically run the free world. Like that is terrifying.
Yeah,
The internet is going to blow up. I'm convinced it's over. We're done. We're doomed.
One thing which I was just trying to research now. One thing I was just trying to research now, and I'm going to still research into it, is what the code is behind Sora. Now I know it's all the online data that they collect all together.
Google,
but
baby.
What makes the video distinctive? There's just like
Google.
Just like no, hold on. What were those? Remember the monkey icons? What were they called? I'm going blank on them right now. The NFTs. When NFTs first came out, and you had the monkey ones that came out.
The Bathing Ape.
Yeah. Everyone wanted one of those. People are like, oh well, I could screenshot yours and then put it on my story and then I have it. It's like, yeah, it's the image you do, but
you don't own it.
There's a back end of it.
There's
an actual like JPEG number on it. Right. And they can actually dim that photo down and see what that number is. Everything. It's almost like a digital engravement on the item. Footprint. So I think the same thing will happen with Sora videos. They'll all be digitally Sora like engraved naturally by the AI because it's a natural like that's its branding. That's its thing.
Right.
It has to naturally do that. And then, to the user, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But if they can compact something with that video, like that has it on the side that says, this video is sponsored by, or not sponsored, but this video is owned by, and then it'll say the user. And then if it's a Sora, then people know, well, this is a Sora video. This actually can't be real or not. And it would have to be like that for all AI because that's the only way that people will be able to differentiate. Those videos have to be made by the AI, but there's a back end to it. There's always a back end to it. It doesn't there's a number system.
It's
And that's what I'm
interesting.
trying to figure out, how it does that and how you could differentiate a video and be like, oh, this video is correlated to these numbers, which kick back to Sora or kick back to user 643. And that's a real identity, whatever it may be. Like maybe it's the New York Post, like whatever.
So here's a quick. I don't know if this is whatever, but I don't give a fuck. It's funny how you mentioned AI. So there's crypto coins that are responsible for funding these AI projects.
Right.
So that is where the money's going.
Right.
Just in case anybody happens to give a fuck and wants to get rich, look into it.
But here's another problem real quick. Like I work in media, right? Like I work with, digital media, like video editing, photo, like whatever, right? The problem is, and this is what we were talking about today, like another example, like with specifically Sora, like the stronger it gets, and it will, because they're building it, the stronger it gets, once it becomes to a point where it becomes publicly available for anyone to use. Not only can you make movies and TV shows, but also with voice and stuff, you can make music. They've already done it with Juice WRLD and stuff. Listen,
yes,
my career field and everyone else involved in it are doomed. We're done. It's over.
I don't think so. I think.
Well, I'll give you my argument. The only reason I say that is because it's hard, and from the examples I've seen, it's so hard to distinguish. Like, where's the line in the sand? It's so hard to distinguish what's real or not. Like right now, you can tell that it's fake because it's kind of like janky a little bit, but like it will become so indistinguishable with reality, right? I mean, bring it down to like a molecular, a micro level of bringing it under the law. How do you tell if something's real or not?
I know, that's why I think they're going to have to, like, I'm not even kidding, pass a law that is going to make these videos, all videos, have like a badge where where it was created. Like there's always, when something is created, there's a back end number attached to it. So everything, when you take a photo and you upload it to your computer, there's a number attached to that photo. If you look in the information on it, it's the same thing with the document. You go to your computer, it has, everything has a stamp. So
yeah, but what happens if someone makes something and they don't?
There'll have to be a system. They'll create a system where you have to, upload videos a certain way, and people are going to be like, well, that's not fair. It's like, okay, but we all know where it's headed. There's no assumption. Like when people get their hands on this, they're going to create outrageous things. It's going to be hilarious, but there's also going to be things where people are going to be like shooting in Times Square.
That's what I'm saying. That's like great fear.
It's like, I'm laughing because I'm like, it's ridiculous at the same time.
What is this thing called?
It's
what
like,
is this
called
thing
Sora,
called?
Sora.
But people are actually going to do that. They're going to, because people are people. It's just natural. And if you want to like pretend that that's not going to happen, don't, because
I don't know. You know me. I don't like to like think detrimentally. I'm a very hopeful person. I like to think hopeful and good, and honestly in a good mindset. But just like based on what I know about AI, the way it's going, and like things that I've seen, I know it's anecdotal, but I just don't see it having a great outcome in the future. I don't.
It's definitely not good for society, but I'm saying they will control it. It's not going to be
hopefully. I mean, look at what's going on with Elon and OpenAI. I mean, there was that whole feud, right? Like it's the same kind of thing. It's the same thing. I don't know. I can go on that for days.
Well, I'm looking right now on the exchange right now, and it went up in one day from.
What went up?
Sora.
Oh boy.
It's on the stock market?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
No
0.000372. It went up to 0.000476. This is going to boom once people.
Hold on.
Once it becomes publicly available, it's over.
It is publicly available.
No, it's not.
Because you have to buy it.
Well, no, because the developers for when they first announced it, they had people send in prompts, and they used people's prompts to show the power of it. For example, like if you go on Twitter, you can probably look this up. There was like, for example, like a few dogs running through, or dogs or cats or something running through the snow, and the snow was attached to their fur, and it looked so real. It looked insane. It was
cracks me up how real it looks.
No, I was laughing myself, but I was like, "Holy shit, we're fucked!" Like I was like, "Holy shit!"
I'm just saying, I don't know if this is insider trading, but
Wait, Nick, where are you seeing this? Because I don't see anything online. It
Coinbase.
says, oh, Coinbase. I literally searched Sora stock market. Nothing comes
No,
up.
yeah, probably go through Coinbase. If it's crypto funded, it's probably through Coinbase.
I don't know which one it is. I don't know if it's crypto XOR or crypto Sora.
Well, it's not a crypto. It's a service.
It's a service. That's
Well,
what I'm saying. It's
there's
probably
probably going to be crypto backing for it. So
I wouldn't be
no.
surprised.
because
There's definitely stocks that are going up from OpenAI. I was just looking at this.
but that's
Open-
where all this that's where the money's going. Let me put it that way, to the AI and gaming.
Yep.
I'm
I mean,
telling
it's,
you,
a big, it's a big market right now.
I'm
know?
telling you,
Well,
it's going to
I'll
boom.
tell
Look at
you
the Apple
why it's a
Vision
big
Pros.
market. I know it. Apple Vision Pro is
Look at
so
that.
sick. I want one so bad. I don't
But
care.
Anyway,
I don't care how bad it
This
is.
is not the topic at hand.
Yeah, sorry. All right, quick. That was a quick thing I just wanted to talk about. But
We went out on a tangent.
sorry. Let's do a quick pivot real quick. So, I know Nick wanted to talk about some mindset changes, and we were kind of touching upon it a bit earlier. But now that we're kind of back into a better spot of life, and things are actually looking up for the better, and we're blessed by God. Thank you. Mindset changes, Nick. If you want to get into it,
Yeah.
how's
So
your mindset been lately?
coming home from Texas, you kind of felt free, and it was like you went to some place where you know nobody, they don't know who you are. You could have done whatever you wanted, right? Now coming back to New York and having that same attitude, for instance, listen, I may not get that many likes on this podcast, but you just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. Hopefully, like you said before, you never give up, like with my
Right.
application process.
Right.
Hopefully one day maybe somebody sees a clip and it booms.
Right.
You never know.
You never know.
But
It only takes one.
you gotta stop thinking about what other people think about you. And you gotta fucking do this shit.
Well, I never cared what people think about me, so.
Okay, well, I did. I did at first. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's fine. And Nick,
Everybody does.
Nick and
At
me.
some point.
The thing is, like, I'll tell you right now, and I love Mayapack. Like, this is in my hometown. Got nothing but good things to say. But the environment that we grew up in is that everyone cares about image. Like, it's a cliquey type of area. There's nothing wrong with it. I have great friends everywhere. It's like I actually have different friends in different types of groups, as you guys know. But that's where, New York tri-state area is that type of that's how it runs itself. Especially in social media. Like
Clicky.
Social media is like a treadmill that continuously runs. It's continuously on, just running 24/7 in New York. Everyone wants to know, and it's almost kind of like LA because Jake, you've been LA. You know how it is there. Everyone's trying to be better, and it's crazy because the money there's even more outrageous. So like a Bentley is like a Honda Civic. So. But that's how people are. It's like, who can be better here? It's a little touchdown. I feel like the speed is way quicker, but it's not as like, it's harder. If people say that if you're wealthy in the tri-state area, you're actually probably the most wealthy people in the world compared to like, obviously we're not comparing
Texas
like,
rich.
Yeah. We're not comparing, so like the Saudi prince or something like that. We're talking about the average person that you can survive in the types of laws and the types of tolls and the types of taxes and all these other things that you do in New York area. It's the most expensive, and the terrain changes from summer to spring to fall to winter. You go through so many different things, and people care about that stuff. People care about the way you look and all these different things, how many likes you have, all this other BS. So it's hard to push through that. Who cares? Like who cares? It took me a while, but I'll be honest.
I think that's a byproduct of the rat race.
But it is. Like, unfortunately,
to get out of the rat race, you have to do something. You have to pick up a new skill. You have to figure something out. And whether you like it or not, people are going to judge you about it. But guess what? Whether you do something or you don't, everybody's going to have something to say. So you might as well do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I won't lie to you. Like, part of like being in Texas for the past couple months now, like now that we're talking about it, like, part of me kind of misses the rat race. Not completely. I kind of actually love the peacefulness here. I'm not going to lie. And Nick, maybe you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's great. There was not one mean person down there. I loved it.
I still haven't run into a rude person. It's nuts. But like,
I loved it.
And I say this because Nick, you can kind of attest to this. Like, when I first moved here, when I was officially here and I moved here, the sense of freedom is in the air, and the feeling of confidence not only is abundant around you, but it's everywhere. Whoever it is, whether it's your job, your friend, whoever, right? Like I go into the supermarket, there's people striking up conversations as if you know them for years, and I love it because it's like you talk to people
It
and you
happened to
feel
me.
good.
It
Yeah,
happened to me.
yeah, you feel great. Like, look, I'm going around, I'm making friends. It's actually like oddly, it's easier to make friends. And again, my experience, it's easier to make friends here than it was for me in New York, because in New York, I feel like everyone's very
Judgy.
judgmental. Like you just said, you have a very cliquey neighborhood or community around you, which again is fine. It's whatever, but it's not like that here. People here actually care about
Their
other people.
community.
Yeah, there's a sense of community.
You're completely right. The drastic. I mean, Jake, we've been blessed to go to countless amounts of places. Like, I was in South Dakota. Like, you guys know, it's the whitest area ever. Like, they never see people like me. I'm just being honest. They don't. And when I went into like a gas station, the guy was just like super nice. I could tell, like, he's like, wow, like we never get people like you around here. He didn't mean it in a bad way. He's just astonished because, like, and at the same time, like excited, like to show like what it's like to live around there.
Right.
And people are nicer in more rural types of areas in America. It's just true. Not to say Texas is rural, but it's more southern, and it has that like hospitality feeling of like everyone takes care. New York,
maybe
it's like New York, it's like everybody on their own. Like, like just stay away from me. And if I feel like you can come into my circle, okay, I'll feed you for a couple of days, and then
you're on your own.
Rocks.
Yeah. Like, it's weird. When I was down in Texas, like Jake was saying, everybody's there willing to strike up a conversation. I feel like here, you go up to somebody and say like, hello, like, how are you? They look you up and down real quick 1 second, see how you look, judge you real quick, and then if they like what they see, they'll talk to you. If they don't, kick rocks, bro. Kick rocks. Fuck you.
You know what's crazy? It's actually when I was building my first brand I was trying to build when I was living in Connecticut, it's weird. Even though everyone claimed to be like part of the group or the squad or whatnot, or like, oh, we're up, right? It's like
ulterior motives.
Well, it's not even that. It's like they whether it's subconscious or not, they intentionally work to knock you down, like push you down under the water to hold themselves up, right? And it's actually like, and again, being here, it's wild. It's I don't want to say it's a culture shock, but it's like surprising, It's
it was a culture shock.
Well, for you, it was a culture shock, but but what I'm saying is like going around, like no matter what it is, you have a question, whether it's the smallest thing about like getting the right kind of food or going to the gun range and asking for assistance. It's like the whole idea of like, oh, this kid's awkward, he doesn't know what to do. It's out the window. It doesn't even matter. It's okay if you're a noob about something. They'll help you.
That guy was so nice at the last gun range at Elm Fork.
Steve, yeah, he's a great guy. Shout out Steve. Yeah, he's
Steve Riscotti.
Steve.
Yeah, he was so nice.
Yeah, listen, this guy, by the way, real quick note, and this guy Steve at the gun range, 25, 26 years old. He's been around the world for Muay Thai. He's a warrior.
Shout out Steve.
He's insane, dude. He told me he can't even walk straight because he's already like mangled from wrestling. It's insane.
Yeah, worse than you.
Yeah.
Like his back is
thanks,
up.
Nick. Yeah, he's right.
Worse than you.
Listen, I told you what you need to do.
Yeah, I know. I gotta. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's actually my next motivation is to take care of myself now that I got my health insurance back.
Listen, man.
I mean, but that was another thing. Like with no job, like no health insurance. All those people that are like, yeah, you got Medicare. No, that shit doesn't do dick for you. That you get nothing from them. You might as well just pay.
It's like Canadian healthcare.
It's actually
like
cheaper.
Canadian healthcare.
Yeah, it's crap. Like people don't even know. People have never they've either lived off somebody else and never had to pay for health insurance, or they've had it their whole life. But to not have it, it was just like drastic. I was playing flag football, I was getting hurt. Honestly, I loved it still, but I had no way of doing PT without costing me an arm and a leg, and I wasn't going to do that at that point. Now that I have, now that I have the health insurance back and everything, I'm going to go back to PT, get my body back to. It's really, the back is a very important part of your body. As I've done research on it now. It bothers me. I go online and I check out what can I do. I've done a lot of natural things on YouTube that I've watched, but to be honest, it's still not getting me past. I don't know if there's some medication I need, maybe a nice cortisone shot, who knows? But I want to take care of myself. I also sent Nick something. I know he probably hasn't gotten to see it yet, but
I
I'm trying
didn't
to
look
like
at it yet.
look at
I'll
some
look at it
like
after
natural
this.
type of like herbs, like they're mixtures with different things that will like I can naturally just stuff that's like garlic and all these other different types of things that can help with relieving that nerve.
I have a book for you. I actually have 2 books for you. I'll send them to you. They're all natural, and this is a book you cannot find. My aunt gave this to me. It's all these natural remedies and stuff and things that like heal your body, whether it's your mind, physically, internal, whatever.
Send that to me too.
I got
Yeah,
you.
I'll definitely take that.
Um,
Because the thing is with my back, it's to describe it, it's basically your nerve
mhm.
sitting on top of your disc, and the
Yeah.
disc is constantly just like ripping at it, and you get like I get like a tingling feeling, and it's just the most annoying thing ever. And some days are good, some days are bad. It's just the most aggravating thing ever. No matter how much I work out my back and all these different things, it doesn't relieve that stress. I need something to go in there and basically calm down the area and like cool it down so I can just go back to normal. My disc could like come off the nerve. But yeah, shout out to Nick. He's been telling me to do what I need to do, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
do it.
guys, if you need any coaching advice, I'd like to say my knowledge is a little bit more superior than just the average person. I do a lot of research in my free time. I'm a nurse. I also have a health science bachelor's degree, so I have 2. And I'm planning on going for my master's as an NP. So if you guys actually need help with anything, don't feel bad. Just reach out, DM me at Nick_Searing. I'll help you in any ways that I could provide. All right.
Yeah, Angela, if you want to plug yourself real quick.
Yeah, at Angelo with a 0 Martinez 3. That's my X account. That I'll tell everybody. Everybody knows this, and if you don't know it, better get it with the program. That is the only application that you can get things in a millisecond. I'm talking like something happens on television. I search car, fire, Atlanta, bang. Sorry, Andrew. Nothing against Atlanta, but it'll be there immediately, and everyone will be talking about it. It's crazy. And now that Elon's open sourced it and made people actually see the whole world, and you could see the other different countries and what they're talking about and everything in a fair way, you can really get good information on there, and you get it way faster than whatever's showing on television and way more accurate. You get more opinions on it. There's verifications now, so you can tell that they're actual people that are giving you the real opinions and not BS bots. And you can gain a lot of knowledge from Twitter. I think it's on, X, formerly known as Twitter. I think it's the best application out there. And trust me, that's coming from a big Instagram. I like Instagram, but there's not too much to like gain from Instagram besides just looking at photos and videos. But you can do the same thing on Twitter with verifications and all these different types of parameters to make it a great environment for all the people that are on it. So if you're not on there, you should get on there. It's free. You can get there, and then you can also pay to get less ads. You can also pay to get no ads. It's a great, I'm like, Elon, you should basically hire me for advertisement at this point. But, it's a great account. Get on there, and you'll get a lot
Tesla.
of
He has a
and
Tesla.
you'll see my
too.
Tesla. And you can
He wants a
join
truck.
and you could join communities, yes, like Cybertruck communities, so you can actually sign up and get in with the game and see the car of the future. Because
And if you're thinking about getting a Tesla, make sure to hit up Angelo for his code.
Yes, use my referral code. I'll definitely put it. I'll link it somewhere or whatever. But use my referral code. We both benefit from it, so it's not like I'm just getting something from it. So use my referral code. Look into Tesla. Go for a demo drive. I'm telling you, these are the cars of the future. People they want to keep on thinking, oh, it's all these other EV. First of all the other EV companies suck. They don't care about the customers. Tesla and Elon actually do care about the customer. It's a huge difference. People don't understand it. That's why they keep getting screwed going for all these other BS cars. If you're going to get another EV besides a Tesla, honestly, just get a gas car. I have nothing against gas cars. I'm going to have one when I'm older too, just to always have that, best of both worlds. But just for, please just do not get anything besides a Tesla if you're getting an EV. All right.
I think instead of X, I think we should just all go back to AIM or MySpace.
Honestly,
love
that would
AIM.
be pretty fun.
I'm just kidding.
That'd be pretty fun.
No, AIM was good though.
I never had it. Let's go to BBM.
I never
had one either. I just played fucking Brick Breaker on it.
Oh my god, everyone loved Brick Breaker.
Sorry, no, that's cool. I'll do a quick shameless plug as well. If you guys need any video stuff, I'm the guy. I'm the guy.
Legend.
That's true. Oh my god.
At Remental on X.
You gotta see some videos, man. He made for Nick. Oh, yeah. It was like we were making a nice music video.
I miss it, man.
I have so much content still. I'm sitting on from last year. It's incredible the amount of content. I stopped recording, unfortunately, like when my life went down, but I should start recording again and just try and
And
do
use
the edits
Photoshop.
myself at least, or do some stuff. I made some on my Instagram. If people, check my Instagram out, it's the same thing. It's at Angelo with 0 Martinez, no number at the end. And you could see, like, it's very easy to make cool little content that people will click on. And it's not all about like, getting the clout. It's about, showing a product that people enjoy and they're like, oh, that's cool. And that looks awesome. And, honestly, I want to hang out with that guy. And people that know me, I'm a very, friendly person. I love to chill with anyone. But I think like video editing is so fun, Jake, and you put me onto that. And it's so
It's a lot
easy
of
for
fun.
people to do it. Now you can't do it the best. Like my boy, Jake. Jake's, got
He's A1.
I watched Jake for the first time. I'll never forget, back at our old job, and he would go to Final Cut and he would know every shortcut to everything. It's almost like with IT. I know every shortcut to everything. And people look at me like, wow, how'd you know that? It's all paths at the end of the day. You know that too. You know all the paths. You know where the numbers belong for different types of coloring and different types of video. And the video product you make is great, dude. So all these
Listen,
people
if you're
gotta check
watching
their
this,
videos
if
out.
you're watching this and you're thinking about getting into video editing, and I say this, the story is made in the edit. You can shoot all day, but the story is made in the edit because it's how you put things together. It's like a book, right? So if you want to learn how to edit fast, be the best in the wild, wild west, I'm your guy. Hit me up again. Real Mantel on Twitter, Official Mantel on Instagram. I'll do another plug for you guys. Angelo on X, Angelo 0 Martinez with a 3 at the end on X. Instagram, Angelo with a 0 Martinez, and Nick at Nick_Searing everywhere. Listen, I appreciate you guys for watching this episode. This has been lit. Keep an eye out for the next one. Link to episode 1 wherever
Be in my bio.
Wherever it might be.
Insta bio.
But yeah, I hope you guys all have a great night. Stay blessed, and
Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.
See you next week.
Yeah. See you guys.
Deuces.